Are you looking for quality education for Black children but just don't know where to turn? No problem. We got you. At Aquarius School for Kids, we believe that our children are our most valuable investment. At Aquarius School for Kids, we create, develop, and provide educational products that put our African history, legacy, and culture at the forefront of our children's learning experience. So where do you begin? Well, our book, Before I Let You Go, I'm going to Teach You Myself, 7 Tips for Bringing Out the Reader in Your Black Child, is a great place to start. Then, get the companion handwriting practice workbook for your child's letter and sound recognition needs. Purchase both online and save. Need a little bit more? Then our African-centered kindergarten curriculum is for you. Go to www.aquariusschoolforkids.com to find out more. Yes, we got you. Aquarius School for Kids, an oasis of early learning with the African child in mind.
Now, we've been talking about, different things that's going on in American history. Ever since the Republicans have really been pushing this so-called critical race theory crap that they've been pushing. Don't even know what it means. The average Republican can't even tell you what it means or give you an accurate description of it. They don't even know the history of where that comes from. That term been around since the early 1970s. Anyway, so, when you talk about the reparations conversation, and, they say a lot of things. Oh, well, it'll be hard to do that. I don't know about that. Maybe not right now. It's always a problem. But I want to go back with some footage back in actually the late 1950s, around 1957, actually. And they had a reporter going around asking, his fellow Mzungus what they thought about the Civil Rights Bill at that time period. But I want you to hear their responses to it. Let's go ahead and roll that clip.
Mrs. J.D. Marlin, and I think this is the most ridiculous thing that has ever happened. The niggers are just as free as we are. They have the same opportunity to work and to build their part of the town up just the same as we have. I just don't understand it and don't approve of it. I'm going to stand up for my rights.
Thank you very much. Jim Knight with WALB Television News. We're soliciting the views of Albany people on the Civil Rights Bill. Would you like to give us your views?
Well, I think if they remain peaceful, it would be a lot better than perhaps the violence that would be concerned. Well, of course, being a Southerner, I'm not for it at all.
I see.
And I just don't know how it's going to turn out. I hope we don't have any trouble.
We're soliciting opinions on the Civil Rights Bill. Would you like to give us yours?
I'm sorry, but I don't think it's the time right now. I think they have equal rights, though.
Thank you very much.
What I'd have to say wouldn't be fit to go on air.
Thank you very much.
I don't like it. I think they're just trying to put something on us that we don't want.
I see.
We ought to have a national election on it rather than just letting 9 men tell us what we got to do.
And how about you?
I feel the same.
Fine, thank you very much.
I sure don't like it, that's for sure.
I see. Do you feel this will have any effect on your life directly?
I imagine it will.
Thank you very much.
I'm afraid we might have niggers to live next door to us.
Now, I know today we definitely got the Civil Rights Bill and everything. Even though the Civil Rights Bill isn't permanent, it has to be renewed every 25 years. They never wanted to give you permanent civil rights. Why don't you go ask Jim Crow Joe why the Civil Rights Act isn't permanent law? Now, they're trying to remix it with the Equality Act, right? And they're trying to add LGBT to the bills that we fought for and died for, literally. But that's a different topic for a different day on that one when it comes to that so-called Equality Act. I'm kind of sick and tired of other people grifting themselves into the things that we fought and died for. We got to do all the heavy lifting. We got to die. We got to get bit by dogs, water hoses, shot up, terrorized. And then after it's all done, then here come, special interest groups, just attaching themselves to what we fought for. Nobody want to die for anything. You just want to get the benefit. That's why I don't have a lot of respect for those who do that. But as you heard, they didn't want black folks living next to them. Well, of course, that has changed. Matter of fact, if some of them could come back today and see people like Whoa Vicky, I'm pretty sure they're like, oh my God, what has happened? They'll feel like they done lost their whole mindset, right? But as you heard, they did not want black people to have a civil rights bill. They said that black people was equal to white people. They can work, etc. Another one, was saying it's kind of too much. Another one say it shouldn't be 9 people with the Supreme Court to be voting on anything. You should let them vote. Another one say they didn't want, black folks living next to them. Now let's go to the reparations conversation. The reparations conversation is the most hypocritical conversation ever, okay? The reason why it's hypocritical because if they stood on that square with everybody, then I was like, okay, that's just how they are. But they have shown that they do not want black people to have no equality, no rights, no anything, but everybody else can have it. You understand? I'm going to keep bringing this up until somebody give me a logical answer. Why don't those Mzungus who are against reparations, they just say they don't want it. The excuses are, I didn't enslave nobody. The excuses are, I didn't remove nobody from Africa. Why I have to pay for it, etc. When it's actually the U.S. government's going to pay for it. You don't tell the U.S. government about all the money in the billions of dollars that they give foreign countries. Even in the recent CARES Act, they gave billions and billions of dollars to foreign countries, and none of you have said anything about your tax dollars going to foreign countries that don't benefit you whatsoever. You never say nothing about your tax dollars there. You never talk about one group, the Native Americans. You never talk about them. Where you have federally recognized tribes. They get billions of dollars every year. And they still getting it, right? Black folks talking about a one-time reparations package. We're not talking about every year we get money in the billions, every year, right? Why didn't you say that you didn't, harm Native Americans? Why didn't you say you didn't remove them from their land? Why didn't you say that? Why didn't you say you didn't kill Native Americans? You didn't do anything. Why don't you go say that when the billions and billions of dollars are going out every year to Native American tribes? Why? I'm just asking that question. So it's okay for your tax dollars to go to Native Americans. That's fine for you. It's okay for your tax dollars in the range of $10 million a day to go to another foreign land, right? Richard Sudan talked about that to Israel. It's okay for your tax dollars to go over there. That's no problem, right? But it's a problem for you if black Americans receive reparations in the country that they built. You understand? Yes, they say we built this country. A lot of these are white supremacists. You didn't build anything. Show me all the work you did in the plantation fields. Show me how you built Washington, D.C. You didn't even build that. Benjamin Banneker is the one that designed that after one of your fellow Mzungus had just took all the plans and left, and they looked at Benjamin Banneker had remembered everything, and he had ended up designing it in his own way as well. When they try to say black men haven't really done a whole lot in America, like I said, that's an uneducated fool. Benjamin Banneker, you wouldn't even have NASA without him. He's the father of astronomy. You wouldn't have a father's almanac without that one brother. You know what I'm saying? You got a White House. Black people built that. You got the Capitol that you have. Well, Congress, black people built that. We have built the railroads. We built roads. We've done all kind of things to build and innovate this nation. And we did it for free. Not because we chose to, but under duress. So we're saying that black people, their descendants, deserve reparations and all the murder, the medical experiments, the lynchings, all the things that's been done to black people. All of it. And these people got the nerve to say that black people don't deserve reparations. Now, you look at Juneteenth, and I told y'all, they'll give black people something all day. It don't cost the government nothing, and everybody else will benefit. See, when you give something supposedly give something to black people, everybody got to benefit. But when you give something to Asians, it's only for Asians. You understand what I'm saying? When you give something to Native Americans, it's only for Native Americans. If you give something to the Arab community, it's only for Arabs or whoever group it is. If it's for the white LGBT, it's for the white LGBT. But when it comes to black folks as a group, oh no, we can't be doing that. We got to make sure it's for everybody. Because let's call it what it is. And I will say this, and I want black people to repeat this. If any of them is against reparations, no matter who they are anti-black racists. They are. Because they know the history of America. Most people know about slavery and all of that. And if you're against it, for what? The reason why I say they're anti-black racist is because if they were truly on that, they would want nobody to get any money. No foreign aid. Nobody getting no extra money like we talked about. The Asians got the $50 million. Native Americans, all these different other people getting money all day long. They'll be against that because they don't want their tax dollars to go to anything. Notice when that $50 million was announced by Jim Crow Joe, not a peep was about it. Nothing. You didn't hear them saying, hey, I didn't harm no Asian. Why my tax dollars got to go over there? You didn't hear anything. Not a mention about money. Only when it's you. And it goes right back to the civil rights movement and the civil rights bill at that time period, is that they don't want you to have nothing. That hate that's in America does not go away. It transcends time. America was built on anti-black hatred. That's in the foundation. And even people that come to this country, even other people that look like me and you can come to this country and see that, you know what, if I want to get in with these folks, I got to start having hate for black Americans. And people look at that as they hustle to get the things that they need. Well, let me side with these folks and make sure, because I know these folks hate black American folks, so let me go ahead and start having hatred on them. This is why you see all this weaponization, all these different groups against black Americans. You see it. You see it extremely in politics. And this is why the greatest mistake that black folks made politically is not to focus on black people's issues. And we still have relics of that mindset in the Congressional Black Caucus. Now, Sheila Jackson Lee is the one that she says she put up the bill for Juneteenth, but nobody won't put up an anti-black hate crime bill. Nobody will put up a reparations package. Now, I'm not saying nothing about no HR 40. There's enough people that study reparations. The study's done, okay? They want to put that up. And it definitely needs to keep being brought up. And you need to ask your politicians when you catch them, hey, well, why is the Native Americans keep getting billions and billions of dollars, but we can't get reparations? Well, what's the difference? Can you tell us? You got to put them on the spot about what's the difference. Don't tell them about racism. Just say, what's the difference with Native Americans and black Americans? Why are they getting billions and billions of dollars a year, and yet we can't get a reparations package? Why? That question needs to be posed to all of them. Because, see, if you just use reparations, we got HR 40, they say, nah. We talking about what happens with the Native Americans. Because I don't see no study going on for that. They cutting the check every year. But I want you to see just that video about how they don't change. Everything transcends time. And this is why these people do not want you learning any kind of history or even just looking at things in the 50s, 40s. And this is the time period that the MAGA crowd say, well, America was great, like in the 50s. Once again, black folks being subjugated. But leave me a comment on everything about the situation in this video. Like I said, we got to keep on putting that pressure on them. If we ain't not going to get no reparations, then we need to start putting pressure on them to say, okay, well, if we ain't getting reparations, then nobody else should be getting paid either. You know, how is it's okay for everybody else to be getting paid, but black folks ain't getting nothing? Thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out the African Diaspora News Channel app in the Google Play and Apple App Store.